Welcome to Pookie. We're diving into the wonderfully weird world of Gudetama, a lazy egg on a mission. He and his energetic little bro, Shippo, are on a quest to find their mom and figure out where they really come from. Today, we're recapping the entire first season of Gudetama, an excellent adventure from 2022. So, picture this: inside a fridge, there's a basket of eggs. Suddenly, one of them starts wiggling, causing another egg to tumble out. Crack! Out spills gudetama, a yolky, eggy mess. Right after, another egg hatches, and out pops Shippo, a tiny chick. He tumbles down and lands right next to Gudetama. Shippo's super confused. And Gudetama? Well, he's just too lazy to care about, well, anything. Then, Shippo lays eyes on Gudetama's fluffy bottom. Yes, you read that right. And thanks to something called filial imprinting, where baby birds think the first thing they see is their mom, Shippo is convinced Gudetama is his mama. Gudetama, not wanting any of that responsibility, points to a picture of a chicken on an egg carton and says, "That's your mom!" And that's it. Shippo's now determined to find his mom and, of course, wants Gudetama to come along. Since they were in the same basket, Shippo's decided they're brothers and is dragging Gudetama along whether he likes it or not. Shippo tries to pump Gudetama up for the adventure, reminding him they're lucky to be alive and healthy in Japan, the second biggest egg-eating country in the world. When inspiration fails, Shippo gets creative. He uses his broken eggshell to build a tiny cart and starts pulling Gudetama along. Just then, the fridge door opens and they make a break for it. They land on the floor and realize they've been living in a restaurant's refrigerator. They need to hide fast, or they might end up as sushi. During their escape, they almost get trampled by a cook, and Gudetama ends up on another chef's table, getting plopped onto a plate destined for the food conveyor belt. He finds himself next to some salmon roe, and they start chatting. Then, a dried fish chimes in, complaining that he's been going around the conveyor belt for days without being picked. Meanwhile, Shippo's frantically searching for Gudetama, climbing the kitchen counter and witnessing some, shall we say, interesting things humans do with eggs and chickens. He's horrified. Then he sees a cook and mistakes him for his mom, jumping right onto his face. The cook, understandably freaked out, throws Shippo into a box with the organic waste. Back on the conveyor belt, a pudding joins Gudetama and the salmon roe. They're amazed by its complex form. The pudding explains the whole process it went through to become pudding, and the roe share their own sad story. Born in the ocean, their mom was caught by fishermen who, well, let's just say it wasn't a happy ending. Then, the sushi plate, pudding and all, is taken by a customer. The dried fish is bummed again, but still hopeful. Trapped in the waste bin, Shippo finds a sticker on an eggshell and believes the code on it will lead him to his mom. This gives him the boost he needs to escape. Gudetama, meanwhile, is almost turned into noodles when a boy picks him up, but Gudetama tells him off, and the boy starts crying. Shippo saves the day. While hiding, Gudetama enjoys a drop of his favorite soy sauce. They continue their journey, but a man overhears the boy talking about a talking egg and realizes he could make a TV show about it. Shippo overhears this and freaks out, grabbing Gudetama and running. But they're caught. We then cut to Japan's Prime Minister, whose popularity is plummeting. Shippo's excited to be near such an important person, but Gudetama just wakes up and asks where they are. Shippo explains they were trying to crack the QR code when they got caught up in a protest and hid inside an eggshell that got thrown at the Prime Minister. So now, they're in his office. The Prime Minister starts complaining about life, and Shippo worries about the country's future. Then, out of nowhere, Gudetama decides to run for Prime Minister. Shippo helps him campaign, and surprisingly, Gudetama wins. He becomes the first egg Prime Minister of Japan. The former Prime Minister, now his deputy, is inspired by Gudetama to be a better politician. But Gudetama, while enjoying a soy sauce bath, decides to give up his position, saying the former Prime Minister is ready to take over. They're free to continue their search. Before they leave, the former Prime Minister warns Gudetama not to rot, reminding him that eggs have expiration dates. The secretary then enters the room and thinks the former Prime Minister is dead. He's just signing papers. She screams, a security guard appears, and they try to arrest Gudetama and Shippo. And that's where we leave off. See you in part 2, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates.